Things just took a shocking turn in the world of hip-hop. T.I., one of the biggest names in the game, just snapped after Charleston White publicly disrespected his son. And trust me, he's not holding back. What started as a social media spat has now escalated into a full-blown controversy that has fans divided. By the end of this video, you're going to see the raw messages, the reactions, and exactly why T.I. is fed up like never before. You won't believe what happened next. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a scandal that's shaking the hip-hop world. T.I., the iconic rapper and entrepreneur, is facing intense backlash after Charleston White publicly disrespected his son. Fans and followers have been watching the drama unfold on social media, and tensions are higher than ever. In this video, we're breaking down every detail, from the initial disrespect to T.I.'s explosive reactions and the ripple effects across the internet. You'll get the full story with concrete facts, exact statements, and key moments that have fans talking non-stop. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this isn't just another online feud. This is personal, it's heated, and it might have lasting consequences. So stay tuned, because the story only gets more intense from here. To truly understand why T.I. is so furious, we need to go back and look at the history between him and Charleston White. For those who aren't familiar, Charleston White is a controversial social media personality and commentator known for making bold, often inflammatory statements. Over the years, he's gained a reputation for calling out celebrities, sometimes crossing the line in the process. The tension between T.I. and Charleston didn't happen overnight. It all started with Charleston's online commentary on T.I.'s family and his personal life. He's made remarks about T.I.'s parenting style and even directly disrespected his children in ways that fans found shocking. These comments were widely circulated on social media, creating outrage among T.I.'s supporters and sparking a heated debate online. For T.I., family is everything. He's consistently shared messages about protecting and prioritizing his children. So Charleston's attacks weren't just casual online commentary, they were deeply personal. Social media clips show Charleston making pointed remarks that many interpreted as crossing boundaries, calling T.I.'s parenting into question and even mocking his son directly. The situation escalated when Charleston posted a particularly provocative comment targeting T.I.'s youngest son, which fans immediately flagged as unacceptable. This wasn't just another celebrity feud. It felt like a personal attack on T.I.'s family, and it ignited a storm of reactions from fans, other celebrities, and influencers alike. At this point, the tension was palpable. The online community was split. Some defended Charleston's right to speak freely, while others warned that he had gone too far. T.I., known for his measured public responses, suddenly decided enough was enough. And this is where things really start to heat up. T.I. didn't just respond with words. He made it clear that this was a line that could not be crossed. But what exactly did he do next? The reaction shocked fans across social media and has everyone talking. The moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. T.I. decided to break his silence, and the response was nothing short of explosive. Known for being a thoughtful and strategic figure in both the music industry and on social media, T.I. doesn't often react impulsively. But when Charleston White publicly disrespected his son, T.I. made it clear that this was personal, and he would not let it slide. T.I.'s response began on Instagram, where he posted a series of videos addressing the situation directly. In these clips, he didn't just call out Charleston White, he systematically dismantled the narrative that had been spreading about his family. He emphasized that his children are off limits and that any attack on them crosses a line that cannot be ignored. Fans noticed the intensity in his tone. It was a mix of frustration, anger, and protective instinct that was impossible to ignore. He also used Twitter to amplify his message. T.I. wrote posts that directly referenced Charleston's comments, making it clear that disrespecting his family would have consequences. While he didn't go into every detail publicly, he hinted that there would be accountability for crossing this boundary. His post quickly went viral, generating thousands of reactions within hours, with supporters praising him for standing up to online bullying. The way T.I. handled the situation shows a strategic approach. Instead of attacking Charleston with baseless claims, he focused on the facts, highlighting Charleston's pattern of inflammatory remarks and framing the conflict as a matter of family respect. This not only reinforced his credibility, but also turned the narrative in his favor, gaining widespread support from fans and other celebrities who value family loyalty. But the tension didn't stop there. Fans began sharing side-by-side clips, screenshots of Charleston's posts, and T.I.'s responses, creating a massive social media storm. Discussions ignited on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and even TikTok, where users dissected every word and gesture, analyzing the feud in real time. The viral nature of the confrontation amplified the stakes, turning what could have been a simple online spat into a full-blown cultural moment. Here's where it gets even more intense. T.I. hinted that Charleston White's behavior had consequences beyond just social media backlash. Rumors started circulating that legal or personal action could follow, which only added fuel to the fire. Fans were left wondering, how far is T.I. willing to go to protect his son? And what will Charleston do next? After T.I.'s explosive response, the ball was back in Charleston White's court, and his reaction only intensified the controversy. Social media erupted almost immediately, as fans and followers scrambled to see how Charleston would respond to someone as high-profile and respected as T.I., publicly calling him out. Charleston didn't stay silent for long. Within hours, he posted a mix of videos, tweets, and Instagram clips responding to T.I.'s statements. His approach was provocative, unapologetic, and designed to keep the spotlight on him. He doubled down on his initial remarks about T.I.'s son, claiming that he was merely exercising his freedom of speech. However, many viewers felt that Charleston's tone crossed the line from commentary into personal attack. One of the most shocking moments came when Charleston uploaded a clip mocking T.I.'s parenting style, using humor that some described as cruel or insensitive. He appeared to be attempting to downplay the seriousness of T.I.'s response, but in doing so, he only fueled more outrage among fans who felt he was being disrespectful toward a child. The online community was now divided into two camps, those defending Charleston's right to speak and those condemning him for targeting T.I.'s family. But the escalation didn't stop at social media posts. Influencers and fans began analyzing every detail of Charleston's response, breaking down his language, his tone, and even the timing of his posts. Clips were shared and reshared on Instagram stories, TikTok compilations, and YouTube reaction videos, creating a viral ripple effect. Every new post added another layer to the drama, and the tension between the two figures reached unprecedented levels. Meanwhile, some reports suggested that T.I. was consulting with his team to consider further action beyond online responses. This hinted that the feud might not remain confined to social media. Legal experts began weighing in, debating whether Charleston's remarks could be considered harassment or defamation, and fans speculated about potential consequences. The stakes were no longer just about public perception. They had started to feel real, tangible, and high risk. And here's the twist that shocked many. Despite Charleston's defiance, certain influencers and commentators started calling him out, pointing to patterns of behavior where he had targeted other celebrities in the past. Suddenly, T.I.'s response wasn't just seen as justified. It sparked a wider discussion about accountability online, the boundaries of freedom of speech, and what happens when personal attacks involve children. At this point, the feud had evolved from a simple online spat into a full-blown cultural event. People weren't just watching, they were emotionally invested. Every new video, every new post, every reaction seemed to add another layer of suspense. And just when it seemed like the story had reached its peak, new information emerged that could change everything. As the T.I. versus Charleston White feud gained momentum, it wasn't just the two men exchanging blows on social media anymore. The entire online community became part of the story. Once T.I. publicly addressed Charleston White's disrespect toward his son, the reactions went viral almost instantly. Within hours, hashtags started trending, clips were being shared across Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and fans were weighing in from all corners of the internet. Supporters of T.I. flooded the comment sections with messages defending him, praising his protective stance over his children, and criticizing Charleston White for crossing a line. Many pointed out that while Charleston has a right to free speech, personal attacks targeting a child are completely unacceptable. Screenshots of supportive comments, tweets, and reaction videos began circulating, creating a digital echo chamber that amplified T.I.'s side of the story. On the flip side, Charleston White still had his defenders. Some fans argued that he was simply being outspoken and exercising his freedom of expression. They claimed that T.I., as a celebrity, should be able to handle criticism without escalating things further. This division sparked heated debates online, with people arguing over the limits of free speech, accountability, and respect in the public eye. Social media was flooded with clips of both sides, memes mocking the situation, and analysis from influencers and commentators trying to break down the feud. Mainstream media outlets quickly caught wind of the story. Entertainment news platforms, gossip channels, and online tabloids started covering the conflict, each providing their own spin. Headlines ranged from T.I. claps back at Charleston White to controversy explodes over celeb family feud, fueling even more attention. Every report added a new layer of scrutiny and public commentary, keeping the drama alive and intensifying the conversation. The fan reactions weren't just limited to social media posts. Live streams and reaction videos began popping up across YouTube and TikTok, where influencers dissected every word, every gesture, and every clip exchanged between T.I. and Charleston White. These reactions often went viral themselves, creating a feedback loop where the feud seemed to grow bigger and more dramatic with each passing hour. Some influencers even encouraged their audiences to take sides, which only escalated the intensity. What makes this situation even more remarkable is how deeply personal it became. Fans weren't just watching celebrity drama unfold, they were emotionally invested because the feud involved a child, T.I.'s son, which immediately made it resonate on a different level. People shared their own experiences online, relating to T.I.'s protective instincts, and discussions about parenting, respect, and boundaries became central to the conversation. And just when everyone thought they had seen it all, more behind-the-scenes details started emerging. Sources close to the situation hinted at potential meetings, confrontations, or private communications between T.I. and Charleston White that fans had not yet seen. These revelations promised to take the feud to an even higher level, leaving the public eager for the next update. As the T.I. and Charleston White feud continues to dominate social media, it's clear that the impact of this conflict could extend far beyond just a viral online argument. While fans are captivated by the immediate drama, the real question now is, what are the potential long-term consequences for both parties involved? Let's start with Charleston White. Known for his controversial statements, Charleston has built his brand around provocative commentary. But when it comes to attacking someone's child, public perception can shift very quickly. Many fans and commentators are starting to question whether his approach could damage his reputation permanently. Once you cross certain boundaries, especially involving a minor, the backlash isn't easily forgotten. Influencers, journalists, and social media users have already begun labeling some of his remarks as irresponsible, and this kind of reputation can have ripple effects, from losing followers to limiting future partnerships and collaborations. On the other hand, T.I.'s response has strengthened his image in the eyes of many fans. He has consistently presented himself as a family man who prioritizes his children above everything else. By standing up publicly to protect his son, T.I. reinforced his reputation as someone who doesn't tolerate disrespect toward his family. This could increase his influence, especially among audiences that value loyalty and family values. However, T.I. also risks being drawn into a prolonged online battle. Engaging in a public feud, no matter how justified, can be draining, invite further attacks, and sometimes distract from other professional ventures. There's also the legal and social dimension to consider. While T.I. hasn't publicly indicated any formal legal action, experts have speculated that defamation or harassment claims could become relevant if Charleston White continues targeting his family. Even if no lawsuit is filed, the mere suggestion of legal consequences can intensify the tension and force Charleston to reconsider his public commentary. Social media law and personal boundaries are becoming increasingly relevant in celebrity disputes, and this feud is a prime example of how online behavior can have serious ramifications. Beyond the legal and reputational aspects, the feud highlights larger societal conversations. The story touches on parenting, freedom of speech, and accountability on social media. People are using this controversy to debate where the line should be drawn between public criticism and personal attacks. In many ways, T.I. and Charleston White's conflict has become a cultural touchpoint, prompting discussions about respect, responsibility, and consequences in the digital age. Finally, it's worth noting the suspense surrounding the next moves in this saga. Fans are speculating about everything from public appearances to private meetings, exclusive interviews, or even a final resolution behind the scenes. Every new post or video could dramatically shift the narrative, making it clear that this feud isn't just a momentary headline, it's a developing story with high stakes. Will Charleston White issue an apology? Will T.I. escalate further? Or will this simmer down quietly? Only time will tell. And that uncertainty keeps the audience glued to every update.